Hello ladies and gentlemen. Today the topic of my video is a little bit different to what you're used to. As a dog owner, you might know that sometimes when your dog eats something different that it is used to, he will get problems with his stomach and get diarrhea. It can be snow, it can be cat food. And as a bit of a relief for dogs, I'm showing you today how to cook delicious rice for your four-legged friend that will help him to deal with the situation. What you will need is some type of rice. I use sticky rice that is normally used to make sushi, some chicken meat or turkey meat, a sharp knife, a cutting board, a wooden spoon, and we are also going to make rice balls as a small treat in between the meals of the dog. So you might want to get yourself a little rice ball maker like this. You're also going to need a big pot with a lid and a smaller pot for the meat to boil. That's basically it. I'm going to show you step by step how to make some good rice for your best friend. Let's do this. The first thing we're going to do is microwave the meat a bit. In my case the meat is frozen, so I'm going to put it in the microwave. If your meat is fresh or not frozen, you can not do this. Skip this step. I'm going to turn the microwave to 360 watts and set it for about 3 minutes. A funny thing you might notice, you can't see the display. This is because how the controller inside of the microwave is controlling the display. In the meantime, we can prepare the rice. As I said earlier, I'm using sushi rice. The portions you're going to make depends on your dog. I'm going to use 2 cups of rice. I put it in a special bowl for washing the rice, but you can also use a mesh to wash the rice. When you are using normal rice, so non-sticky rice, you can skip the step of washing rice. This is sushi rice and this contains a lot of starch, so we're going to wash it a bit. So when you want to wash the rice, I'd recommend you use lukewarm water. The normal steps of washing the rice is to wash your hands first, soak the rice in a bit of water, and then put out the excessive water and use your hand by making a claw gesture and wash it. Then you will have to put a little bit of water in it again and again rinse it. You can see the water is quite white. That's the starch we're going to wash out of the rice. You can also give it a wash when there's water inside. It might be helpful to put a little bit more starch out. I feel like I'm washing gold in the good old days. Okay, I'll let this be good enough. I'm sure my dog won't notice. And now you can let drain the rice, the excessive water of the rice a bit, and let it sit. Okay, the meat is not frozen anymore, so we are going to cut it. It depends on what you want to do now. If you want to make rice balls, I'd recommend you cut it really tiny. If you want to cook normal rice for your dog, it doesn't need to be that tiny. It's really crucial that you are using a sharp knife. And then let's begin. Make sure you don't cut yourself. Try to make really tiny slices. My dog came to visit me. She heard that I'm cutting something, and everywhere where food is, the dog is not far away. Now that we've cut the meat in one direction, we are going to make small squares. You can cut it this way a bit. It should be really tiny, as I said. If the meat is sticking together, this won't be a problem. I'm going to cook the meat first in a separated pot without the rice, so that we can cook it at a higher temperature, and after that you have the possibility to cut it a little bit more. Now that the meat is cut, use a small pot and put in the rice. Make sure that you wash your cutting board at a quite high temperature to kill all the germs and bacteria on it, and then we can move on. As a rule of thumb, you need for 2 cups of rice 2 cups of water. I'm putting the water inside the meat bowl so that we can use the meat water to cook the rice, so the rice gets a little bit more flavor of the meat. Now put the pot onto the stove and fire up the plate. I'm going to put it all up to the power settings to get the water boiling fast. And when this is done, I'm going to lower the temperature a bit. You can see the water started boiling now. I'm going to put the power down to about 7, and I'm going to let it boil for about, we cut it quite small, so I'm going to let it boil for 5 minutes, I'd say. So I honestly don't know why some dogs get diarrhea very easily and some don't. My dog can eat everything. She ate a lot of other dogs' feces when she was young, and she had never a problem. Then the time came when it snowed here in the area. She ate snow. We also used to eat snow as childs, and she get the shits. Now that the 5 minutes are over, we are going to cook the rice. The meat comes away from the stove and a bigger pot goes in place. Use a mesh and siphon away the water we cooked. I'm doing this so that I can make the meat a bit smaller. You should also use some more water to put in there. A half a cup will be enough because some water evaporated by cooking the meat, and then you can put the rice in there. The meat is now, as you can see, quite dry. If you rub it in your hands, it gets even smaller. I'll do this here, and after that you can put the meat into the rice. Now give it a stir and put the oven so that the water doesn't actually boil, so that the rice gets steamed nicely. You should put on a lid. Check into the pot from time to time. You can see here that the water is already soaked into the rice a lot. Give it a stir, or stir it around a bit, and after that put on the lid again and let it cook for some time. Now that you can see the rice has soaked up a lot of water, it's very crucial that you stir it here some time, or a little bit more often, so that the meat is going to be inside the rice and that the rice don't burn onto the bottom of the pot. You can keep the lid off now and just stir it until you see no water, or almost no water anymore. You can check and taste the rice. Make sure you don't burn your mouth. The rice needs to be soft, so there's not a hard core inside it. When you don't cook the rice good enough, you might worsen the situation with the dog. So make sure it's cooked. There is no way you can do something wrong if you overcook the rice. The dog won't complain, trust me. So, in my opinion, the rice is cooked now. Take yourself another bowl and put the rice out into that bowl. Normally when you cook sushi rice, you are supposed to use a wooden bowl so that the rice can give away excessive moisture into the wood. This is not going to be a problem here, I guess. And after you have cooked the rice and put it in the bowl, you can proceed and cut the rice. There are specially wooden tools to do that. We are going to use this wooden spoon. When you cut the rice, the moisture in between the rice can escape and the rice gets a little bit more dry. I'm going to put this bowl out into the cold now and let it cool down a bit, and then we're going to proceed. Okay, the rice is cooled down now, and now we are going to make some rice balls. If you're not gonna do this, you can give the rice to your dog. I'd recommend you are mixing it with some normal dog food, and if you have made too much, you can put it in some bags and freeze it for later. When we are going to make rice balls, you need a small teaspoon and a rice ball maker. I guess you can also make this by hand, but it's sure a little bit messy. Take out some rice and put it in the tool. Close it down and shake it vigorously. This is the result. You can see here I took a little bit too much. This will not affect the taste. Put it out onto a plate and make some more. So that the rice balls are finished now, you will notice that they are quite sticky. Maybe that's because it's called sticky rice. You can give it to your dog as they are, or you can put them in the microwave to evaporate the moisture in the rice balls a bit, and also to roast the outside of the rice balls a bit. If you want to freeze them for later, this step is mandatory, because if you freeze them as they are right now, they will become a solid block and you won't get them apart. I have frozen some of them before. You can put it out of the freezer, give them a small whack, and you will see that they are not frozen together. Now that we are finished, we can give them to the dog and see if he or she likes it. As you see, my dog loves these rice balls, and I'm pretty sure your dog will like them too. Thank you for watching. I hope this video can come and help you sometime, and you can give me some comments how your dog liked them. Have a nice day.